Hello, welcome to my first official YouTube video channel. Excited to be starting this whole thing and I wanted to make a place where I could do longer form tutorials for you guys and kind of take you step by step through all the things and just not feel like I was getting cut off by like a 60-second timer on Instagram or TikTok. So we're going to dive in today. Today we're going to talk about lymphatic drainage and I'm going to show you guys, take you through my personal lymphatic drainage / facial massage routine. This is something that I do almost every day. I won't say that I do it every day, but it's a quick one. So I wanted to make something that was easy for you guys to follow and just something that you could follow along really quick. So it's about a 5-minute routine. Follow it through. I'm going to talk a little bit about tips, tricks for all the things and for lymphatic drainage, and then we'll get into the tutorial and we'll go from there. Okay, so first off, the thing that I try to do when it comes to lymphatic drainage, facial massage, is I try to take a few minutes to just be in tune with my emotions. As cheesy as it sounds, we hold a lot of just like emotions in our face and our body. And so this is a really easy practice for me to slow down, take the time to actually feel what I'm gonna feel, notice areas that I'm feeling tense, tight, noticing like situations that are ruminating in my mind. So that's my one tip in the beginning, is just try to take this as a form of self-care and try to just take a few minutes, 2 to 5 minutes, just take some time to fully relax and like give yourself a second to check in with yourself. Okay, my next tip is to use an oil. Oils can be scary. At least I used to think they could be scary because I have more oily skin. So I was really nervous when I started using an oil cleanser, but I promise you they are the best thing ever. The reason being is oil actually attracts oil. So even if you are oily, as long as you're washing everything and getting everything all the way off, you shouldn't have any problems with an oil. The other reason why I really recommend using an oil is because when we're using moisturizer or a serum to do our lymphatic drainage, we're typically using a lot. Whereas an oil is really easy to just put on some more and you're not like wasting a ton of your really expensive products. So that's another reason why I recommend using an oil cleanser over moisturizers or serums to help with the glide of the whole process. The next thing to remember, I will walk you through this obviously with the tutorial, but you want to prep your lymphatic system. So if we just start doing lymphatic drainage without actually opening our lymph nodes, we're not really doing anything. We're just kind of massaging and nothing's actually moving. And so you always want to open your lymph nodes before you do any type of lymphatic drainage. The next thing is we're going to talk a little bit about pressures when I'm doing the tutorial, but when we're doing just the drainage section, you want to make sure that you are using really light pressure. Think about like if you needed to slide a coin across the table, like you wouldn't be pressing super hard, you just would like gently push it across the table. That's about the pressure you're going to want to use. And the reason being is that our lymphatic system is a pretty delicate system. It's right below our skin and right above our muscles. So if we're pushing too hard, we're just basically working on the muscles and we're not actually working on our lymphatic system. So that's my other tip, is obviously we'll talk about pressures, but make sure when you're doing the lymphatic drainage portion, you're using a lighter touch. They're kind of the main points. So I'm just gonna jump into this quickly so that if you guys want to review this video while you're getting ready in the mornings, you can just jump right into it and follow along with me. So we're gonna put our hair up and let's get going. I like to open my lymph nodes before I apply the oil, and I'll show you why. So I like to open all the lymph nodes on my body when I'm doing this, just to get everything going with my system. So I follow the big 6. Essentially, you're gonna be doing 3 motions at each point. You're gonna do like gentle gliding, pulsing, and then circular motions. So the first ones we're gonna start on are on our clavicle. You're gonna find kind of this collarbone, and it's typically like right behind. And you're gonna start here. I like to just do, I'll show you with one hand, but then I just do them both at the same time. So you're gonna come here and really light pressure, you're just gliding for 10 times. And then we're gonna do pulsing for 10 times, circles for 10 times. So I'll show you what that looks like together. I mean, this is kind of like an awkward view, but basically we're just rubbing, tapping I basically am doing one in front of my clavicle and one behind. And circular. Next spot is the ears. So you're gonna do one in front and one behind. Pulsing, same thing, we're just doing about 10 with each motion. And circular. Next one is our armpits. So you're going to, same thing, you're just kind of gonna sweep this way. Now we're gonna pulse in. This is also why I typically recommend not doing it with an oil cleanser, just because you're gonna get oil all over everything if you don't wanna get it all over everything. And circular motions. So you're going like this. Next one, we're going to do the top of our stomach. Let me adjust this so you can see. You're gonna find right below your chest, kind of your sternum area, and I just go do about 10 circular motions there. Next one is the groin area. So you're going to find where your leg and kind of your pelvis meet, and you're going to just do up, and then you're going to do pressing, and circular motions. And the last one is the back of the knee. You're basically, again, just doing up and down motions, tapping, and then circles. I will just go like this because it works and it's so easy and also looks really funny. Okay, there we go. We have, our lymph nodes have now been opened. Next, you're going to take your oil, and I will just do, honestly, just do less in the beginning. It's always easier to add more than it is to take away. And we're going to apply all over our neck, chest, and face. Perfect. We are ready to go. Okay, so we are gonna start. I really just mainly focus on my chest, neck, and face when I'm doing this routine. Obviously, you could do full body, but this is a quick routine. So we're going to start at our armpits. And what I like to do is essentially, you're going to do slow motions. And I do 3 to 5, because again, we're not doing anything crazy. Like, we're not gonna be spending a ton of time here. But basically, I'm taking just a short distance to my armpits, going there, and then I'm gonna come in a little bit more, do the same thing, gently push out. When you are thinking of lymphatic drainage, you always want to drain closest to the lymph node first and then work further away. That way, because if we start here and we're pushing everything, it's going to become all bunched up and it's going to be harder to drain. But if we drain this section first and then a little bit more and then a little bit more, it's a lot easier for it to flow. So again, about 3 to 5 in each little, like 1, 2, 3 section. And we're going to repeat on this other side. I honestly have to check myself that I'm not going too fast, because it's easy for me to just get into a flow. So just take your time with it. That's all you need to do. And I will typically feel some sort of like swallowing, need to clear my throat. Those are all signs that your lymphatic is starting to drain. Next, we're going to go to our neck, and we're going to drain down to this point here. So you can use 2 fingers, whatever's comfortable, full palm, whatever's easiest. But essentially, you're going to start here, and you're just going to drain down. Sometimes I'll even just use like this one finger to make sure I'm really isolating and going slow. Same thing on the other side. And then I will typically just do a few sweeps here. Again, anything I can do to promote flow to those bigger lymph nodes, I will do. Next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna come and drain to the ears and down. So what you're gonna do, same thing, we're starting really close to the ear. I like to start on my jaw. We're gonna go this way, Again, 5 times, and then you come in a little bit more. I'm sure you're noticing a pattern. That's by design. We want anything that's easy and just effective. And then you'll come all the way. I'll even do like 2 hands, and I'll like hook this finger, come here, place, anchor this one underneath. You don't want to be tugging super hard on the skin, so that's why it can be helpful to like anchor the skin, and then we'll come down. Again, think of it like anything we can do to fully promote that lymphatic drainage to those main points we want to be doing. Same thing on the other side. And then let's just go all the way down to those clavicle bones. Again, anchoring here, hook on your finger. So then when you hit here, you can just go like this. Okay, now we're going to work on the midsection of our face, this cheek area. Same process, we're gonna start close to our ears, and I typically just do this at the same time to save some time. So basically what you're gonna do, you're going to just take your fingers, and basically we're just using one finger here, and we're gonna go and then once we've done all of them, we're going to just drain all the way down. And lastly, I'm just going to do a few sweeps up. About like, again, we're just doing it quick, so about 10, and then we'll come out. I like to lightly press along my brows. This has a lot of like fluid buildup a lot of times, so it's so nice to just do this. Light pressure with all of this. And then to final drain, we're just gonna come all the way down. And that's the first section. Literally so quick, so easy. Okay, now I'm gonna show you the few moves that I do in terms of facial massage. You can get a lot more granular with this, like depending on if you're feeling tension in specific areas. If you guys are interested, I can totally do more videos in depth on certain areas. Just let me know which ones you guys want. I'm happy to do them. But this is gonna be like a broad overview to just kind of get all those main muscle groups that get really tight and have a lot of tension. One thing that I think a lot of people don't know is that the muscles on our face are different from the muscles on our body. So on our body, our muscles are attached to bone. On our face, our muscles are actually attached to our skin. And that's what makes it so that we can talk, eat, express, do all the things. But that also means that they're getting used literally all the time. And so they get really tight. There's a lot of fluid buildup. Anytime that we're feeling tension and just like tightness, things are off, our body's gonna throw water at it. So that's a lot of times why we have that fluid retention and that buildup there, which is why I always recommend doing lymphatic drainage plus a little bit of facial massage, because lymphatic drainage is amazing, but if you have tight muscles, that fluid is still gonna be there. So you're gonna want to do both. So first thing I like to do is I like to focus on my neck. We have so much blood flow and lymph flow through our neck, so when it's tight, it can really block off a lot of things. So first thing you're gonna do, I'll turn around and show you, but I literally just like grab my neck and kind of loosen up all of the stiffness, the tightness, the fluid. I'll show you. So literally I go like this. And I would say I'm using like a decent amount of pressure here. Like not so much that you're hurting yourself, but you get the point. Once I've done that, I'm going to focus on my trap muscles as well. We hold a lot of tension there as well when we're like clenching, when we're hunched over, any of the things. So literally I will take one finger here, the rest behind, and I literally just pull until like it just will start to soften. Also, don't mind me sweating right now. It's hot in here. So we're just loosening all this up. Next, we're going to work on the neck. So I like to work from the bottom up when it comes to massaging my face because everything is connected, especially if we have tightness in our neck, everything's gonna be pulling downwards. So I like to relieve it from the root essentially and then up so you get the most lifting effect. We are going to work on these platysmal bands here. These can get really, really tight, especially as we're looking down at our phone. So I like to use my third and fourth finger. I find this like if you flex, you can kind of see it. Like that, it's gonna pull, see how it's pulling like all this down more. So I'm going to basically come up and across the jaw. Same thing on the other side. I'll do about 5 each side. And you can always do more as well, but again, this is just a quick morning routine. Just kind of noticing as well anywhere that you're feeling a lot of tension. Next, I'm going to come here and just kind of slowly push up with those same fingers. We're gonna lengthen that neck, so I like to push basically with same side, same hand, for example, and then the opposite hand is doing the opposite, kind of pulling. This shouldn't hurt. You shouldn't be like, oh, ow. Like, take it at your own pace. But we're just gonna lengthen all the muscles in that neck. Next, I'm going to warm up the muscles of my face. So this one always looks kind of funny, but essentially you're going to be doing gentle, doesn't look gentle, but upward tapping motions. And so it kind of looks like you're slapping your face. You can use full hand, and I just go like this and then go as quickly as you can. So obviously when you start out, you might only be able to do slower. As you get quicker, you can do this. We'll do the other side. Okay, now we are going to just go gently up, and essentially I'm going to use the full length of my hand. I'm going to start at my fingertips, push until I feel that cheekbone, push in with my palm, push there, and then I like to go all the way up into my hairline just to really get that lengthening. Our muscles go up into our scalp as well, so it's important to like continue upward and not just stop like right here. So you want that full release. Okay, now that we've kind of warmed up this lower half of the face, we're going to focus here on our cheekbones. And I like to come here at my nose, and then I'm going to slide down and kind of just tracing the outline of my cheekbones. A lot of times we'll get a lot of tension build up here. So taking your fingers, you're basically going to squeeze and just hold. Feel that tension and kind of let it melt away. You can do like little strokes this way if that's helpful. And now the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just help with my brow muscles, this forehead area. That's going to be it. So I'm going to again do a few sweeps, and then I like to use firmer pressure this time and start to massage out this brow area. We tend to hold a lot of our stress here, fear, anxiety. So just kind of working these brow muscles out. And if I'm feeling particularly tight, I'll do a hold. So similar to what we did in this area, you're going to basically take and just gently massage these muscles and kind of work out any tension there. Okay, and that is it. That's literally my little everyday routine. So I'm kind of just hitting all the main muscle groups. I'm also doing lymphatic drainage. I'm going to also, here next, I'm gonna just put the routine all the way through. So if you wanna just like skip this in the future and come back and just follow along step by step, you have that as well. Okay, we're gonna open our lymph nodes first. Okay, that is the full routine. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if there's any other specific areas you would like a little bit more guidance on. Happy to post them. If there's any other tutorials you're interested in, let me know. I have some fun things planned, but I would love to hear what you guys want to see. And subscribe if you want to get all the tutorials in the future, if you want to see everything and get notified when they're up. So I'm so excited to be sharing more. See you guys soon.